Ben Buehler Garcia, a very smart guy and a guy who seems to be doing pretty decent things in the community, refused to answer questions like, so tell me about your resume. And he's like, I won't get into that.
The question we've been getting is about my background, about my experience. And if folks just tuned in, you need to know I've been a 34-year resident of Tucson. I came here to attend the University of Arizona to study criminal justice. Might be important considering we've got a real issue with our police and fire here in Tucson, with underfunded police and fire here in Tucson. I decided not to go on to be a police officer, but I completed my degree in public administration, went to work for the Chamber of Commerce, spent 9 years there. I oversaw their economic development programs, their government affairs programs, their military affairs programs, as well as their international trade programs, which is one of the cornerstones of the path that I see to help Tucson moving forward. We're 50 miles from an international border with Mexico that does billions of dollars of trade with us in each year. The opportunities in logistics and international trade is something we need to take advantage of. I've got the experience actually doing those things. I can't tell you how many times I've conducted trade missions into Mexico. I've got good relationships with the business people and the chambers of commerce down there. I've even been on trade missions as far away as China, so I've got the experience doing that. For the last 16 years, I've run my own consulting practice. I work with small businesses, helping them fight City Hall, helping them to address the zoning issues. In fact, it was a local small business who was having a real hard time with his property, and we could not get the Ward 3, he could not get the Ward 3 office to engage, and that's why he hired me. That's the same council member I'm running against. As well as working with master planning. I've worked on 3 major revitalization plans for cities in the western United States, including one in Tucson that we talked about before, where I recommended that we need to put a grocery store in there. That's what the residents want, and Karen Ulick voted against that grocery store because it's a Walmart. So I've got 2 decades of experience in economic and community development. I volunteer with over 30 organizations in Tucson. John Scott mentioned you want someone with a conscience as well as experience. And Mike, honestly, it's hard for me to talk about myself. That's not something I do. But this is about the resume, and folks need to look at that. I volunteered for the last 9 years helping homeless kids as an executive director. I helped found the Fox Tucson Theater Foundation. I volunteer with lots of other organizations. I've testified before the Congressional Small Business Committee, served 9 years on the city's Industrial Development Authority Board, during which we oversaw hundreds of millions of dollars in bonding operations. So I've got that experience, practical experience. For the last 2 years before I decided to run for city council again, I served on the Economic and Workforce Development Selection Committee, which basically identified what kind of programs out there should receive the city funds to help with economic development. So if you'd like to look at my resume, I'd match my resume against the incumbents any day of the week.